What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
Keith.
I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. Girls' Generation, Lil Touch. Why don't y'all do a little touch on that subscribe button? It's right under y'all, especially for y'all doing a little bit of watching but haven't been subscribed for a while now.
You said a little bit of watching.
Also, why don't you do a little touch and hit that link in the description, jump on the Patreon. It's some exclusive Girls' Generation content up on there. Just like girl content in general. I think we've jumped into some LaSera film, some new like choreo stuff with Twice that's exclusive on there.
You said new. I thought you were gonna say New Jeans.
Oh no, I literally was about to segue.
We got a new jeans.
The new jeans guide.
Yeah.
And I think the live performances from New Jeans and stuff too. It's just a whole bunch of new like girls content on there that people have been like asking for, and more coming this month too. So definitely make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah, please, so we can stop doing these terrible puns.
Do a little touchy with the puns.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Girls' Generation. Get used to it.
Boy.
So, nah.
And the snap.
Yeah, no long talk. Let's
right.
jump into this. I don't know what vibe this is gonna be on. So it should be interesting.
I'm thinking maybe sexy.
They're always sexy.
And here we go.
It's a fog. Yeah, I think you were on to something. Shit. Shit.
Give me a little touch. I just want a kiss, boy.
Oh,
Keith, you could
switch.
Keith, you could turn this up a little. Fuck that.
Won't you give it up to me, baby, give it up. 마지막이 왜 말랐니 네 맘이 날 원하잖니 서둘러
like.
빨리 라라라라 빨리 라라라라 말랐니 네 맘이 날 원하잖니 서둘러 내게 빨리 라라라라 빨리 Give me a little touch 점점 더 달아올라 터질 듯해 3, 2, 1
That baseline is definitely killing.
I like that there. Hey.
It's got that.
They got that.
that church clap and stomp.
Won't you give it up? Give it up to me, baby, give it up.
Oh, that was an innuendo. That was an innuendo.
Production crazy.
That bass is just so nasty, bro. You hear the harmony under the hook? It's almost like they got a guy singing under them to kind of drag the bass out of it. I like that shit.
All sprinkles. Someone's in the night.
Give me a little touch.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, the production on here was different, dog. Like you said, it kind of had like that.
Switch.
Like that.
That was one of Will Smith's best Jones, but it definitely did have a switch vibe to it.
Yeah, shout out to
I'm downloading that, bro.
shout out to SM, man. No, I know that shit is gonna dump in the wheel. Like I said, this is your first time on the channel, man. Hit the subscribe button, man. This shit was different. We already know, like, you know, SM in general, like, just kind of what they do as far as, like, having, like, God-tier vocalists, like, talented rappers, and the production being...
putting lyrics on the videos.
Nah, I'm going to give us some time to do our due diligence and take a look at, like, some of the lyrics before we even dive into some more of this.
I mean, I can pretty much tell you what it was about.
Oh, I feel like I can just tell you kind of what it's about without, like, looking at some of the stuff, too, with some of the innuendos, and the song just being called Lil Touch. But I think all in all, like, I love, like, the BPM that this song was in. I love, like, just the tone and the feel. It just had, like, kind of that, like, that up bounce, like, energy and stuff. The visuals
was, like, perfect for it.
Yeah. The visuals were visualing. Like, oh, my God. Like, they're drop dead gorgeous. Like, from top to bottom, bottom to top, however you want to, like, take that.
I bet.
Like, yeah, just amazing. Outside of that too, I love how you can differentiate like their voices.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like one particular woman was just singing.
And women groups have such a problem with that, but the problem is that the vocals are so clean that we normally don't touch on that. But it's like, yeah, there's like 7 of you, but we're all gonna make you sing the same octave. Like, there's no distinction, just to pass the give line distribution. There's nothing different about anything that you're singing that the other person's singing. It's just for line distribution purposes. But this one is, as you said, you can hear the difference.
Yeah. So like just even them, I thought like they were styled differently enough for you to kind of like see the difference in the personality between like all the different women here. It just has like a good bop. Like it's just like a good vibe and like great energy that's exuding from the song. I love those depth of field shots where it was kind of doing a bit of a vignette, but just like giving like it's something about eyes. I love eyes with acting and just like eyes in general. Windows to the soul.
At me.
Absolutely.
No wonder you can't stop staring at me. You're the best eyes in the.
I'm not saying. I'm just.
I have nice chinky eyes.
I wonder why.
Hey. Yeah, this is a dope vibe. Let me pull up some of the lyrics too for this too.
I thought you was gonna do the bio church.
Yeah, no. I already know. I think I mostly look at Sunny when the stuff is
Which one's Sunny, the blonde
and stuff. Mostly, she always has like blonde. At least from every time I'll be seeing it, because I thought that's her right there, second to left. Yeah, how you feel about this, Keith?
I thought it was good. I liked the video. This almost kind of the same color palette that I was seeing with the Red Velvet video, where like the contrast was up really good, the darks were dark, and the brights were really brights, but didn't impede on either one. And that's like, I love that in videos and in pictures. I want to see like the full color saturation, but I don't want, if the video, you know what I mean? I don't want the shadows to not be shadows because it's a bright set. I want black balance and I want white balance to kind of hold their own, and that contrast just be like night and day. I think it makes every shot, every picture, every scene look that much better and crisper and cleaner. And it also helps with like the colors, and it really kind of allows you to kind of just set the mood of whatever shot you want. You know what I mean? All in all, I thought the song was good. I thought the song was great. This bass line is phenomenal. Larry Brown. But I thought it was like really, really good. The choreography was cool. But the bass line and the production did a lot of the heavy lifting in this track. A lot of the heavy lifting. It was just one of them joints you could just put on, and after a while you kind of don't hear the lyrics. You're just focusing on the beat and listening to the changes and the musicality of it, and things like that. But this is definitely a good joint. I downloaded it.
Yeah, saying too, from the looks of things, this is technically a subunit, like OGG, which is basically like the 5 members that stayed after like 2018. So we are seeing Sunny, and I did think I saw Taeyong like there too. I'm trying to get a little bit more information.
So this is a bigger group
from here,
and they broke down or they disbanded partially.
I believe Girls' Generation, their contract was up.
And these are the ones that signed back. Oh, they got rewarded with a fire ass beat.
Nah, real shit. Shit, because I wanted to pull up a little bit of color code. I just want to kiss you, boy. Won't you give it up? Won't you give it up to me?
You want to put the color code on?
Yeah. No, I filmed most of the stuff out like in here and stuff. And people be like, read the lyrics, motherfucker. Said, then you know your heart wants me. Hurry to me quickly. Hurry up. Then you know you want to love me. So I just want to kiss you.
You just
want
to take it.
If you're just going to continue to play games, I will be it for you right away. Okay. It's right now. Boy, don't hesitate. Slowly follow me. Now you can't run away anymore. Okay, I see what's going on here. Heat is slowly rising up as if it'll explode. 3, 2, 1 off. You can't catch me. I won't be caught easily.
So, wait, from the first lyrics, it sounded like he was playing hard to get. Now it sounds like she's playing hard to get? Or she's playing hard to get for him playing hard to get? Or everybody's just hard to get?
Okay, I see what's going on all in here. Oh, no, I'm going to let Kurt jump into the lyrics a little bit more so you can get your clip off.
You're a whore.
No, it's all cool. Well, just firstly, the musicality of everything, I definitely like, the kind of registered BPM that this was in, with the beat.
Bless your soul.
I thought all their voices honestly sounded really amazing in the way they would like harmonize and blend together. Like I just feel like it created a lot of flavor for the track as well. I liked the elements of the choreography that I was seeing here as well. Like I like how a lot of it was sensual, seductive, sexy, but it was also like they were using a lot of uses with like the arms, particularly in the choreography. And I liked the one shot where it kind of lined up and they had all the arms almost like octopus, like seemingly just for lack of a better way of putting that. But I kind of like what that represents as well as far as kind of depth, layers beyond layers, that sort of thing. But I thought they kind of, with the way they framed that, it looked really great as well. I love a lot with the production as well, as far as like all the colors that are popping out so well, like the earthy colors, but then also like the vibrant like blues and purples and things of that nature. But I think the production did a really great job with uses of time as well. You saw hourglasses, you saw clocks winding backwards. The opening shot, you see the blindfold as well, as far as like the obscured vision, kind of that sort of thing.
You're dancing in a maze too.
Yeah, exactly. So and the set piece being a maze, and then as all the fog kind of covers the maze, you literally get lost seemingly in the maze and everything. So just right from the opening shots, you kind of hear those inklings. Even the bell clock, as far as like top of the hour, almost like a church. Sort of with the bell. So I liked the way they kind of played on the aspect of almost like fighting against time for this, which kind of added a little bit more to the kinetic energy overall for me with the track. And then as far as mostly some of the lyrics, I want to say, I would say kind of the main part of it that stood out to me was particularly towards the bridge, I would say. And I don't want to misspeak, but it was basically secretly burrowing in you like a secretly burrowing in you like a deep darkness, kind of like I'm so obscured by this dark shade or whatever that you're in, whether that's like for example, if it's like if they're saying the love and you haven't found someone or whatever, like I was here the whole time, you're obscured, you're dark with that darkness. And again, kind of how that ties in to the beginning of the video, even though it was at the latter part with the bridge with the blindfold and things of that nature, like things being, I like the line that they walk with, things being obscured but like right in front of you as well. I think they kind of tug between those two really well. And as well, I don't want to forget that hallway shot as well with the uses of the Dutch angles and things of that nature, as like they're walking into different rooms, almost like I don't want to say like a Scooby-Doo kind of gag or anything like that, but it kind of felt like it was like playing on those sort of themes as well. But I think that it was served really well within the video. So yeah, I mean, it honestly really hit on all fronts for me. I like the subject matter is what they're saying. I like the choreo, the BPM, and the way their voices harmonize and everything. I would say the bridge was my favorite part, but it was overall just really catchy. Yeah, it feels like every time we check out more, Girls' Generation in particular as well, it's, the tracks always seem to hit for me, so.
Yeah, another thing, and I swear we just was having this conversation like with Red Velvet, and Girls' Generation just seems to be like another one of those groups where scared to look at more because, like I said, it's just that
I'm excited.
totem pole is gonna be moving, and
Yeah.
does SM have like many misses with their groups? It feels like all of them have the same kind of running theme as being great vocalists, god tier rappers, amazing visuals. When they do concepts, they kill it at an ultimate level, and then when they do just cutesier turn up songs, they execute that at a high level as well. They sell a lot. Their choreo is always good. They just have like so many like elite groups, and that's not me. You know, someone probably jumping like they bought him.
But like,
but-
no, to be honest,
pushing
like,
that narrative.
the more you dive in, the more you can see why some people are just SM people.
Yeah.
You get everything you need from them. If you're one of those people that are loyal to a record label, not necessarily to a sound that you prefer. And shit, you might even be both. And because I mean, you definitely do get a certain SM sound. But yeah, they definitely. There's everything that you need within this realm of SM.
But I would even argue like, what's the SM sound? Because NCT 127 don't sound like Shiny. Like, you know, aespa and Girls' Generation don't sound the same.
That's true.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, I'm not one to box any group or labels in at all, especially when they have like multiple artists doing different things. I feel like maybe SM has a certain aesthetic with maybe like how some of their idols tend to like look and carry it.
Their training, particularly with vocals, definitely is top notch. But I don't want to make this necessarily about the labels, but just to point out like a couple of quick observations. You know, YG is particularly known, you know, for elite rappers, right? They put a
third
lot of
act,
emphasis.
they say the third act is always anthemy.
And JYP is particularly known for their choreo, specifically, as far as at least emphasis and training and things of that nature. And SM has been, you know, known for vocals. So I want to say that, and I'm not saying that it's like you don't want to, you know, become like embedded in your own ego or your own hubris or anything like that. But if you know you're kind of known as like an elite, you know, vocal trainee program, I imagine any resources that you or any revenue you get, you invest more resources into obtaining and maintaining those sort of things. And I'm not saying that, you know, choreo isn't particularly complex or anything like that for girl groups, because that's not to say that at all. But basically, I understand there being so much more emphasis on the sound vocally and the visual aspects as far as, you know, what's being portrayed within a group as opposed to complexities within choreography or particularly with excessive rap lines that there would be in at least in the male groups as well. So I just feel like it kind of showcases itself so much more within the female vocalists, like when they get the shine within those things, especially being under SM. Now, granted, that's at least just my perception of everything up to this point, so take that with a grain of salt. But
Yeah, you only speak on things that you've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's just something that seems to be standing out more and more to me lately. So I'm curious how much truth is behind those things, and as well as how that continues to evolve or change as we, you know, move on and grow forward.
I wanted to touch on that too, just because, like, imagine getting bodied by a singing nigga. It's like, nah, but it's like, you know, for people,
where you going with it?
For people to say like SM is the singing label, I would argue like they got some of the hottest rappers, like out of idols. They have some of the best choreo, and that's even like you said, even with like JYP, it's choreo. I would argue they have some of the hottest rappers. So it's. I feel like it's a group to kind of.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're all rounders within that. I mean, we've talked about that before, where it's like you've all won the Super Bowl just to enter the league, just to debut, that sort of thing, as opposed to having to reach the Super Bowl, because they're all incredible, you know, dancers, singers, rappers, all those things, you know, well-rounded visuals, as we had said as well. Like it just sort of hit on all fronts of that. So it's not to say that, you know, one group is less in one of these lanes because they're under a different label or anything like that.
And it wasn't to shit on your point. It was more so just to add that it's crazy
that they're that elite within those things that aren't quote unquote like, you know,
your go-to and shit. It's almost like someone be like, oh, you know, Keith can only shoot threes, but he dunks at will and does anything he want in the paint. You know what I mean? So it's just, for the ladies, it's like saying Keith only do weaves and shit, but he kill braids.
So, I feel like you had like 10 redeemers like with you, and then they're like,
the ladies know. Any hairstyle that y'all want to get into, Keith can do.
Yeah. No, I cannot.
He said, I
can
can't.
mess up some hair though.
Okay.
fair point. Little touchy.
Little touchy subject.
Little touchy.
Nah, but all in all, like I really do like this a lot. I feel like this is especially if this was your first outing with them, which isn't fair because the group was bigger at first. But just kind of getting a little touch of Girls' Generation.
Yeah. Crazy thing about this too, just to kind of piggyback off that point a little bit, is that they, you know, how they were at least described as one of the earlier, you know, groups, especially girl groups that had like really, you know, made waves within K-pop specifically, at least to, you know, our knowledge with it.
Set the stage for some other groups.
Yeah. So for this to, when would you say this came out? If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to.
Lil Touch, I think was 2018.
Okay, so all that to say, basically, for them to come out with a song that's like this, you know, relatively, you know, years into their journey, like it just really goes to show that kind of not only the talent and the versatility and everything like that, but also like the staying power of, you know, like, because I mean, you see it with groups all the time. I mean, it's really hard to stay in that competitive of a music genre those many years consistently and still kind of, you know, put out, you know, new and complex and interesting things. And I think that's where our conversation comes into when we had talked about concepts. Because essentially that's, I don't want to say it's the only thing, but it's something that you can lean on as far as creative juice for writing. Because it's hard to say, but it's like, you know, how many times or how many poetic analogies and things of that nature can you really talk about love that hasn't been talked about before? Or, you know, talk about relationships that hasn't been talked about before. It's just, it gets harder and harder to kind of rewrite and reintegrate that wheel, because it's a timeless, you know, theme, of course, but it's something that, you know, you got to get really creative with, you know, your lyrics and your choreography and everything like that as well.
Yeah, they did.
So, just anytime groups can kind of, you know, keep fresh with anything, you know, I always respect that.
Even with something like this, like they debuted in 07.
Yeah, so
the song came out in 2018.
Later?
It's 11 years later. You know, they still have nice concepts and everything. Like you said, it's just, it's still trying to keep up with material, still staying fresh, and still trying to find innovative and new ways to re-talk about some things. Not to get long-winded, it's almost like we talk about like story writing. I think some people always go back to Shakespeare and be like, it's only kind of like 3 stories you can tell. It's either a story about love, a story about revenge, underdog story.
Universal themes and character archetypes are usually, you know.
Yeah, and with that being said, since it's only 3 stories I can tell, how can I tell these in ways that no one else has? How can I make these fun, interesting, and fresh, and have people really cling on to those stories without it being a rehash of older things? And for some of these, like second
being
gen,
catchy as well, you know, at least musically.
and for some of these second gen groups to be able to kind of still maintain that and be able to kind of still be outside, is a lot, because sometimes with music, shit can change within a year or two, and the sound can either be away from you or you just be out of touch with things. So
it almost feels like a timeless track as well, you know. Like it doesn't feel like there's anything that like points it to a direct year or time period, almost, at least to my ears.
agree.
Which again goes to show as far as staying power.
Yep. Anything else with that, bro? I know the vibes, man. Jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all feel about this. Tell us what other tracks we should be reacting to from Girls' Generation. Like I said, we're doing our best to like really dive into the catalog with more like girl groups here. Just be patient with us a little, y'all. It is a lot, because there's a lot of girl groups we didn't spin the block back on yet, who still need some shine. And speaking of like SM, definitely got to be doing some more ESPA stuff. I think they are in another up and coming like choreo battle. More Girls' Generation. We've been doing Red Velvet, but it seems like we need to be doing a God and some more for them.
Yeah, I might be on my low when they come to Red Velvet.
Just
cheating.
Just pay attention to what's going on in the channel. Also, hashtag don't cheat Keith in the comments.
Oh, no, you can only have one hashtag. I can't be cheesy and don't cheat. You got to pick a fucking hashtag.
It's going to be both. It's going to be like, you cheesy motherfucker, you better not cheat. But other than that, we love you guys. We're going to holler at y'all.
Take
Peace.
care.